Subscribe my channel and like and share.
Transformers 1 is a breath of fresh air with a fantastic voice cast and an action-packed finale. This is definitely aimed at a younger audience for the first half, and I do miss Peter Cullen as Optimus, but this is still far more entertaining than I was expecting, and well worth checking out if you're a Transformers fan. Plot: the untold origin story of Optimus Prime and Megatron, better known as sworn enemies, but who once were friends bonded like brothers who changed the fate of Cybertron forever. Review: the trailers for Transformers 1 made it look very much like a kid's film, with too much humor and something just felt off to me. I find with so many movies today they suffer from the MCU effect, where any time something dramatic happens, someone has to say something funny, which takes away any threat or sense of stakes. Although Transformers 1 does have a few moments like that, as the drama builds up towards the finale, it gets far more serious, and it ends up becoming one of the best Transformers movies to date. The 1986 classic will always be number one for me, mostly due to sheer childhood trauma, but this is way up there. The first half of the film I thought was mostly lighthearted, with plenty of jokes as expected, but not much in the way of action. The jokes were actually pretty funny, as we got genuine laughs while also developing the characters who would become Optimus Prime and Megatron. I like seeing their early friendship and how it eventually goes very wrong. Chris Hemsworth voices Orion Pax, soon to be Optimus Prime, with Brian Tyree Henry voicing Megatron. The supporting cast is impressive too, including Scarlett Johansson, Keegan-Michael Key, John Hamm, Steve Buscemi, and Lawrence Fishburne. I'll always associate Peter Cullen with Optimus Prime, so it's hard to get used to another voice, but Chris Hemsworth does an admirable job considering the huge shoes he has to fill. The script is sharp, and although this is mostly aimed at a younger audience, the final half hour is action-packed with robot beatdowns and explosions galore. Unlike the Michael Bay films, it also doesn't overstay its welcome, coming in just over 90 minutes. In that time, we get a decent story, funny dialogue, and an explosive finale that should please the majority of Transformers fans. Overall, Transformers 1 is one of the better movies and a welcome reboot, which deserves to be a bigger success. The second half really ups the action, and the story gets quite intense considering this is mostly a kids' movie. Growing up in the 90s and early 2000s, I loved being immersed in the different iterations of Transformers cartoons. My love for the Autobots and Decepticons was so intense that, much to my mother's facepalm-inducing chagrin, I wished upon a star, out loud, that I would become a transforming robot. Fast forward 20-plus years and many games, toys, cartoons, and movies later, and I'm still a fan of the series. Suffice it to say, I was very eager to learn that not only were we getting an animated Transformers film, but one set on the storied planet of Cybertron. While Transformers 1 may seem like just another summertime action flick on the surface, there's so much more that meets the eye. Set before the Autobots and Decepticons clashed or crashed on Earth, the planet Cybertron has been ravaged by war with another race known as the Quintessons. And with the all-powerful matrix of leadership missing, its people are facing a shortage of their energon power source. As the last surviving Prime, Sentinel, John Hamm, scours the surface of the world to recover the matrix, Orion Pax, Chris Hemsworth, a mining bot missing the cogpiece that allows him to transform, seeks to find it as well and prove that he's worth more than his lowly station in life. When Orion Pax discovers the potential coordinates to the Matrix, he drags his best friend D-16, Brian Tyree Henry, and fellow worker bots Elita 1, Scarlett Johansson, and B-127, Keegan-Michael Key, along on a quest to save their people. It seems standard for an action-adventure movie, right? Sure, it's well-trodden territory, mainly because most audiences will already be familiar with the conflict destined to befall the people of Cybertron. Transformers 1 excels, especially in the context of the previous Transformers film canon, in its exploration and definition of its characters, humanizing them and underscoring the tragedy that led former brothers-in-arms to become deadly enemies.